Hello, people, and welcome to watch the Week 3 match of the Carcassonne of the World Team Carcassonne Online Championships. Today we will be having a double match day. First, we will be starting with Italy-Poland from Group B, and then afterwards we will be covering as much as we can of the Belgium-Latvia match from Group G. Now, talking about Group B, we have a bit of a feisty situation going on where RCP has played 3 matches so far. They just took their second win against Slovakia earlier this week. And then Poland and Italy both have at the moment a win streak going on. So 2 wins out of 2 matches. And after today, of course, since they are going up against each other, one of them will have an unbreakable, or not an unbreakable, but one of their win streaks will be maintained, whilst the other one will lose that pretty sight. And of course, as a result of getting a third win, then the winning team today will move on to the first spot of the group, and they will also be giving themselves a fairly decent chances, if not good, dare I say, of finishing in the top 2 of the group. Now, the lineups you can see just above me. Do excuse me for a second, I will do some magic-y stuff. So, on table 1 we have Riccardo Pizzo versus Thomas Preuss. Those are Polo Verde and UI Scuti respectively. Scuti, of course, being the vet of at least more of a veteran, if not even highly more of a veteran out of these 2 players, being taking part in the World Championships ever since the dawn of time, shall I say. So, not sure actually when his first appearance in the world was, but he has, as far as I can remember, been part of the, let's say, yearly event for quite many occasions. Then on table 2, giulioTm versus Lukas Pricci. That is pricci, of course, on table 2 versus giulioTm. Then table 3, James 81, that's Giacomo Frasoldati versus Michal Patura under the screen name Misni PL. Table 4, Andrea Pacenti, that's Angustur 4 versus KSPTTV, who is Maciej Przeczeski. The Polish names are somewhat difficult to pronounce, so do excuse me if I do some slight mistakes. And then finally on table 5, Lamberto Richetti. That is Lambe as an alias, and he'll be going up against mtuu, that is Mr. Poslevich. Under the request, I shall leave his first name unmentioned. So I would certainly give Poland a bit of an advantage here, given that Poland was able to get their second win of the season against who I would say is certainly the the favorite of the group, RCP. So Poland being able to put a massive, dare I say, a presence on this group, and is certainly looking to get a third win today. And Italy will be fighting as a bit of an underdog. Again, I shall remind that these are my personal opinions. Now, if you do want to see a specific duel or a game, then do let me know in the chat, and I will accommodate to those requests as best as possible. We will be starting with table 5, Lamberto Richetti and Poslevich, and we will then move up from there. And also, if you are interested in the aftermatch, let's say against with Belgium and Latvia, then you may also give me notes on which table would you like to start with. So Lambe is having 7-point lead as a result of a 4-point city and a 3-point road. Has not started a city with a juicy shielded city tile, which I find a bit misguided, if not a total mistake, given that it is the start of the game. You don't really want to not start features, especially with shielded tiles, because you are potentially just simply losing out extra value. Now we do see a really clever move here from Poslevich. So starting a city and also kind of finishing it indirectly here, looking for one of the 5 road Doritos, which should not be an issue at all. His chances of receiving one of them throughout this game are monstrous, above 90% easily. Also, meeples the field as the first player upon finishing a city. And we also saw that Lambe did not go for that, even though Lambe had 4 meeples in hand. I reckon it could have actually been very much worth to finish that one, or not to finish, but to start the field himself, or how would I say, be the first one on it, with the 4 meeples in hand, with this city, and either 1 or 2 cities being formed up, plus some green squares over here, over here, over here, here, maybe even here with daggers. New cities can be formed. But now, as a result of not claiming that field, you can see that it is already impossible to attack with a reasonable attack, actually. Like, of course, you can go here with like a ninja farmer, but like those are not the ways you should do when the game is at its beginning stage. A discard of a extender by Poslevich, which can't say I'm entirely like rejoicing, but the fact that he only had 1 meeple does make claiming this a bit problematic, could be losing value on. Actually, what could he be losing value on? I don't even know actually, because there aren't any like great monastery spots he can use. Or could have used crossroads over here to claim a meeple back. Then city caps he just adds to the city. Really, he wouldn't actually be even losing value out of any tiles. I don't see him meepling this monastery, and he doesn't. Since now that there is an empty city cap, he definitely does want to have a meeple in his hand to be able to get these extra points for it. Lambe gets away with the 8-point city, and also now again 4 meeples in hand, and he should really try to make something happen with his meeple advantage, whilst Boslevich is waiting for his meeple recovery with a curve or with a Rotorito. Because, of course, if Boslevich gets a little bit unlucky, he might be waiting for those for quite a while, even though they form out to be actually 9 tiles that he can get more than one meeple back. And 9 tiles out of 35 is a rather large percentage. But so far, Boslevich has to take this a bit more calmly, let's say. Now, one thing that Lambe I think should be doing is like definitely going over here and dropping a farmer, because you don't want to be waiting for Boslevich to get the curve, expand the field by these 3 points, and then being down on meeples. And then also what Boslevich can do afterwards is simply drop another farmer. This is now 3 points, 6 points, gonna be 9 points, 12 points, 15 points. Like, it's definitely a worth to drop a farmer. And now we see, as Lambe does, so finally Boslevich gets his hands on the first of the road Doritos, gets 2 meeples back, and now not doing that bad. Is this a good move? I don't quite see this being as good as Lambe is seemingly making it look like. Because there are no starting tiles remaining any longer. And Lambe needs a city cap with a road over here. So now this square can be restricted to the starting tile, so blocked entirely. And he can't defend. Whereas, like, had he gone here first, and then he could go now over here and really try to force the completion of the city, he wouldn't really have issues. And we do see that it is very likely for Boslevich to go over here and extend the city of Lambe to potentially the one remaining triple city with the road. And it does happen. And after this one, I don't quite see actually Lambe using any city caps on this city before at least he gets the critical triple city over here. And he really needs to get that like ASAP if he is going to even dream about about finishing this city at all. But given that he's 5 points ahead on the scoreboard, how much is this, let's say, a ruin at this point? It's 5, 6, it's 11 points, so puts him at plus 14, 17. Then there is these monstrosities of monasteries. So 17, 14 minus 2 plus 5, 6, 10, 13. So at the moment, minus 1 for Lambe actually. Oh, so plus 1 for Lambe, but minus 2 meeples. But getting a connection to this main field will already bring Lambe 9 points currently, though I don't really see Poslevich not dropping a second farmer at any stage. Interestingly, Lambe does not go for the 3 points at the bottom. Like, apparently he does still kind of want to keep his chances alive for the city, but I think we are past that stage at the moment of realistically going for the completion. So that's minus 1 point missed in my eyes. So 3 meeples back into the hand of Poslevich by finishing the road and the monasteries with a curve. And now the question is, as Lambe, how greedy do we want to be? Do we want to go for a second farmer? And Lambe says no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that would have been actually a horrible move. Because as a matter of fact, there were actually no tiles to this square at all after this regular curve. So going like over here would have also been able to totally get rid of almost all attacking possibilities to the field, which looks to be Lambe's approach here. There's really only one spot to get to the field. Well, I guess you could go with ninjas, like still, straight road here and then a curvy tile here. But then there is also this spot, which now has also become increasingly more enticing. So because there is one remaining dagger onto this square, it could be that we're gonna see Lambe or Poslevich going here with a city plus road tile. Ideally, I would have to say that that road tile is gonna be the city crossroad to go over here, drop a farmer, and then have a possibility to attack the field both from the bottom and by completing the and also by completing the 8-point city. Now, important to note for Lambe that this connection square is dead. There is nothing to fit into that square. And I'm pretty sure that Lambe does know that. He goes for an 8-point city. There are still city caps remaining. At least 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 3 city caps remaining. Which is why we see Poslevich attacking the feature. And we will also... Do we see a field attack? Like either way. Does Lambe need the field? Does he need to win the field? And I honestly, I think he does. I mean, his situation looks kind of bad with minus 13, minus 8, 11, 13, 17. Goes for the final. Goes for an 8-point city with the final meeple, but it also gets attacked by Boslevich. Does get bailed out though with the dagger, though I really have to wonder, is this gonna be enough? And I don't quite see this being enough because the fields are equal here. Lambe also has the field that or the has the score difference covered with these minor better cities here, but this 11-point ruin is not going to quite cover the 6-point monastery and the 7-point ruin. So the fact is that Poslevich is +2 at the moment, and if he simply takes quick points over here, he's going to go to +5, and I do not see how Lampe is going to get those points. There are no monasteries remaining. And yeah, I mean, this is just an auto win. Or should be. Pretty sure. Let's check one more time. So 4-4 goes to equal. Yeah. Just 3 points. And I believe this is going to be +5 for Poslevich now. Which... Well, actually, hold up a minute. So, had we gone over here, and had we had we gone over here instead of this, attack a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 18-point field, right? Then Poslevich would be able to make a 7-point move, have the extra meeple, so +6, and +15. Actually, still might not have been enough for Lambe. Maybe. I want to say, I actually do want to say that it still would not have been enough. But I reckon it still would have been quite a decent option. Though there were actually a lot of permutations that would have allowed Lambe to get away with the 8-point city, since not all the remaining tiles in the deck were such that that Poslevich could attack to the city with or really do anything to it. Like let's say Poslevich gets the triple city after this triangle. I mean, I think he just has to forego the points here and just add a point to Lambe. Something like that. But now we should simply, as Lambe, take a 6-point road, I reckon. Because the final remaining tile is the city crossroad. So there's no need to block this connection, because there is no tile to go here. And it'll just gonna be end up being a 6 points for 5 points. Actually, no, 6 for 6. Oh, wait, hold up a second. Because we know that it's the crossroad, then I think we actually have to take this 5-point road here instead of the 6-point road. Yeah, because then when we take the 5-point road, it's just ever so slightly more accurate, because then Poslevich will have to settle for 4 points with the road instead of 5 plus 1 for the monastery. So we are going to be net +1 upon taking this road of 5. But unfortunately, no such accuracy for Lambe. Not that it would have saved him, but it's just always nice to see players making the most accurate moves. For my own protection, let's say let's stick with the phrase more accurate moves instead of the most accurate, because there might very well be something that I have missed over here as well, and maybe there's even a better move than going over here for the 5-point road as Lambe. But I don't see that. Should be about 5-ish points win for Boslevich. Yep. Which means that that the Polish captain is on the right track, trying to shield Italy from stealing this precious third win. And we shall, of course, update the scoreboard always as soon as possible for you. So the table 4 has also taken a turn to Polish advantage. And that's all that we know at the moment without more manual checking. So let's take a look at table number 2 with giulioTm versus Łukasz Pricci. And a very interesting side note, actually, with the history of, well, let's say that the recent history between these players, or is that Łukasz has been able to win 7 out of the recent out of the most recent 10 games between these players. So looks like he's also going to continue on that better win-lose ratio between these two players, as he has also taken a point for Poland. And now also on table 2 moves to Polish control. Though it might not last all that long, as we see a really nice beginning for this game for Giulio, being able to get a red maple trapped for 2 points. Actually Pricci having been kind of forced to make a self block here in order to not allow his second meeple also getting directed downwards and being blocked to the exact same square. Quite a picky move actually by Giulio, so not meeple in the city cap, we just places it on his field, and really trying to keep this field really trying to keep the field to minimum with the attacking options, which is now no longer possible, and still does not meeple a thing, which I have to say is just a mistake at this point. Like, surely you're gonna meeple this. You have 4 meeples in hand. What do you even need? Oh my. Why are both players being so unbelievably picky? Like, why are you not just going over here as Łukasz and meepling a city? Like, that also does take away the city cap from Giulio's field, well, there could be still sure like two splitters remaining, two dividers remaining on that square, but it's only two tiles, and you start a nice looking city with a lot of big tiles remaining because because it is the start of the game, and you don't even necessarily need a big tile over here. You just use a divider yourself. Like it's just a good looking city. There's absolutely no need to be this picky about meepling stuff when you have four, or actually in the case of in the case of pricci, five meeples had in hand. Not at all really pleased with how both of these players are actually playing and making a really they are not like not like blunderous moves, but they are like kind of close to the border of it, you know. So it's like losing value kind of on purpose on so many moves. It's just feels like kind of criminal at this point. Okay, a free meeple of a long-ish road for Bretsky. I really have to. Okay, we are back. Seemingly some network issues, but fortunately we didn't lose all that much. So looks like there has been an attack on the road by Bridgecuts with a crossroad. Then immediately got a connection tile after Julio tried to block the connection. And now we see a large city slash ruin being built up. Yeah, I was about to mention about this. I mean, it's gonna be it was gonna be interesting to see on which square does this quad city go to. Might have actually even picked this one because there are still those two dividers remaining, which is exactly why Priscat goes over here with the curve and is going to prevent the connection, or the separation rather, of these cities from each other with the divider. Julio attacks with the second meeple. Still kind of plenty of tiles to fit over here. There is still one triple city with a road, and also three road Doritos, which should be more than enough for Julio to be able to make the connection in the future at some point. If he doesn't get blocked. And it looks like he's certainly in danger of exactly that. So really would be looking to get even like really any tile over here or straight up here. More, of course, rather like a city cap with a road to be able to restrict this square to the road Doritos, but it does not matter anymore as the square does get blocked. Pritchard finishes his plan, and now we have major issues as Julio. We do get our field expanded by 3 points, but that is kind of a smaller return for the blocked 3-point meeple, something which we should not be all that glad about. The only thing that is really going in our way is that we are 5 points ahead on the scoreboard and somehow have meeple majority. So 5 points, 14 points, 17, 18 versus 14, 10, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I mean, we are still kind of in a not that great of a spot. Because we don't now have a significant threat of attacking this ruin here. I would say that in all likelihood we will be seeing this 1 point meeple getting merged to this city, but only towards the end of the game if it has not been segregated with the dividers, as I doubt that pricci actually wants to attach the 1 point ruin to the larger part, because then it would enable a potential attack with a second meeple, which is going to be always blockable, but uh, still a threat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No more triple cities of any kind remaining, and that is actually great news for pricci, because a attack with a divider on this ruin is now not existing, or the threat of attacking with a divider is not existing, because there would then be no triple cities or the quad city to unify both of the yellow meeples. This also does mean that this ruin does not have many tiles. Well, it has like 2 tiles to go for expansion if we exclude this connection. There are also no extenders that red could attach to the ruin. Whoa! That is courageous. Wow. Looks like a very easily blockable square. Like very easily. But is it actually? Since we are out of cows, then a blocking tiles are like triangles and maybe city caps over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No vanillas actually. No, 1, 2, 3. Only one starting tile. Yeah, this one I definitely would not have done as giulio, because what this move actually does, it entirely enabled pricci to now unify this 3-point ruin to the main ruin. Now it was sort of annoying to do earlier, because there was a chance that giulio attacks with a second meeple, like immediately after. But now you can see there are no attacking squares anywhere, even with a divider. You can't do that because both of these squares are limited by road. So this was pretty big of a misplay on giulio's part. Maybe even very consequential one. Though I did say that as yellow we were slightly ahead, I believe. but that was like maybe 10 or 15 tiles ago. So let's check now then. +1, -2, -11, -15, 11, 12, 8, 6, +1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, +13 for Pritzkat. And that seems to be actually more than enough that he should be having a fairly easy end game over here, given the fact that there are only 8 tiles remaining in the deck. There's not much room to wiggle out from this by Giulio. There's a road monastery remaining, which will give Giulio 6 points, but other than that, there are no big features at all. And that is terrible news for Giulio, because big features is exactly what he needs. Yeah, he goes for a monastery, a 6.0, a 6.1, trying to also lay down an extra point for the road monastery, which Pritzkat seemingly is going to allow. Not sure about that plan though. Not sure about that plan. Like, Giulio might actually be able to get somewhat back into this game if he gets the road monastery, and then maybe is gonna be able to clear out the city caps. Because you have to remember that this is not this move is important not because of the sheer amount of points, but because it can be done without investing your final meeple, because you get the meeple back from this road. Though if the city caps keep falling to Pritzkat, then even the road monastery will not be able to save us. But we do get the road monastery though, so we are gonna be trying our utmost hardest. So that is a 7 plus, what is that? 6 plus 7, 7 plus 7 sequence, which is pretty nice. So that's the 14 points, but in the meanwhile, Pritzkat has been able to claim another 6-point field and these 4 points from the city, so I believe Pritzkat is like plus 10 once again. And with only 2 tiles for Giulio remaining, there doesn't seem to be anything that would score enough points for him. There are no more monasteries to fit into here for an 8-point move. Like pretty much all we can do looks like is, I don't know, maybe drop city caps here if there are more of them in the deck still, or then we just go over here, score 1 point, and we just graciously accept our defeat. No triple cities, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No Doritos, no monasteries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No crossroads. So the remaining tiles are either some sort of city caps or just road tiles. Neither of which is going to be much value to Giulio. Well, there were city caps remaining, or a city cap. So maximizing points maybe on here for, well, actually 2 city caps were remaining still. But given that we only have 1 tile, it was also to say that Pritzkat would be forced to get at least one of those and would be scoring 7 points. So 7 for forced, 7 plus something for this crossroad, depending on the tile runout. It was going to always mean that we would be left on a negative net point side with, I believe, with any decision that we make, which is kind of sad. But yeah, Bridgecut should be winning this quite comfortably, with looking like a 10-point difference. That is the final difference, 10 points. And that is also the first match point for Poland. Oops, not 0-23, but 0-2. And let's try to get some scoreboard updates. So 1-0, 1-0. And we also have on table 5 the Polish captain Poslevich has been able to secure an 0-2 win against Lamberto Richetti. On table 1, Riccardo Pizzo is leading 1-0 versus Thomas Preuss. And on table 3, Italy is also leading with 1-0. As Giacomo Frasoltari has been able to get a point against Michal Patura. So, since we don't at the moment have deciders going on, at least it doesn't look like it, we could dive into, for example, table 4 with Angkostur 4 and KSP. Where they seem to be taking quite a long time for their games, with this one taking seemingly about 25 minutes to finish and looking great for Poland on the scoreboard. Angkostur does meeple a 5-point monastery, but KSP also gets another meeple onto the field and also is going to equalize it with 3 black meeples to 3 reds. And thus it also means that there will be no win for black in this game. And actually, with the field being seemingly quite large, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 24 points, it was actually a total coin flip for this one for this game, as with the tiles reversed, Angkostur grabbing the straight road and KSP getting the monastery, winning the field would have been enough for black to take this one down. But it is not enough, and now a decider will be played. Wait, hold up a second. Which one was leading on table 4? Never mind. It is not a decider, it is simply an 0-2 win for Poland on table 4, which was the only table on which had not concluded, and Poland was winning at the moment. That will also put 0-3 on the scoreboard, and you know what that means? It means that Poland has already secured the win of this match. Now it is about tiebreakers for tables 1 and 3. So James is indeed still in a 1-0 lead. And the end of game 2 is, by the looks of it, looking great for James. With meepling the 6-point monastery and getting a meeple to a 9-point field here. Let's see, also looks to have decent features for end scoring. A winning ruin fight here for James also. And yeah, this certainly is going to be a win for Italy on table 3 with a 2-0 with a 2-0 quick cleanup for James. By a nice point margin of over 20 points is what James goes with. So can certainly be proud of his own performance today. Unfortunately, not quite going to be enough for the Italian victory of the match, but tiebreakers are important. And Italy also, as we have seen, already has two match wins, so they are very much in the thick of it. Then on table 1, Riccardo Pizzo versus Thomas Preuss. The only table in which I kind of immediately gave a somewhat large advantage to Poland is actually going entirely the other way. This only adds to my great track record of giving a false advantage. +7 for green, 15, 16, 21, 19, 15, 10, 6. Then a winning field fight for red here. Going to +9, +13 versus a 6-point field. So +7 for Thomas Preuss. But with 0 meeples in hand, Polo with 2 meeples in hand, looking to create problems for Thomas. And the connection is made. Now there's only -3-point advantage for Tomasz and 2 tiles to go for Polo. A stick up might save Tomasz still if there are any remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. There are no city caps remaining at all. Polo needs to score 4 points with his final meeple because he is the starting player. And a draw will result in a win for Tomasz. Not much 4-point features on the board. It's gonna be a road. But he doesn't get a road tile, and I don't think this is enough for Polo. 1 point added to Scotty. Oh, but the clutch shielded tiles, the clutch double shielded tiles are gonna come and save Green's game here. getting that important +4 on his final moves compared to Scooty's 1-pointer move. Though, have I been too rushy here? Oh, I have definitely been too rushy here, as I have entirely missed a red farmer. Anyone who complains about green meeples being the problem is wrong. Only red meeples, yellow meeples, all the colors except green are uh, are more difficult to see. You heard it here first. Whatever anyone says, I don't care. Reds are more difficult to see than green. And it also results into a 1-1 for table 1, going into a decider, which actually is quite convenient because I believe after the decider is played, then we are going to be moving almost immediately, if not immediately, to the Belgium-Latvia match, which is starting 10 past 7 o'clock UTC time, 1910. A starting player advantage for Thomas Preuss. Let's see if he'll be able to get enough use of it, and unfortunately he does lose the advantage immediately, as rather unfortunately for Thomas, Ricardo is going to be discarding a regular monastery. As we can see here, Thomas starting a city by using the only green square that was on the board, and also covering any new green squares. So now this is going to mean that despite actually starting the game, Thomas will not have the starting player advantage, meaning that he will play he will not be playing with draw odds, despite the game would be despite if the game would end up in a draw, and Scooty would not be able to get to place the final tile. Also kinda picky by Thomas, I'd say, not taking a 2-point road, going for a minor restriction. Doesn't seem all that great in my eyes. It has also appeared that my chat isn't working all that great on mobile, so late welcomes to Lisu, as well as Poslevich himself. Welcome, Alarbatori. It was red meeples that were OP all along. I would say so. I would definitely be on that gang. Thomas with Erod Monastery, looking like a great spot to stack monasteries, no? Sure, it does also help green a bit by taking away the shared square, but you know, stacked monasteries are a powerful tool. Not really a fan of this. Not really a fan. It does share the square with the city, and it does control the city, but it also gives this road to green. And now it's really only going to be taken by green. Or maybe, well, if red gets his hands on a road Dorito, especially without the shield, then they should be looking to go over here, get these 4 road points, and yeah, make the city more easily completable. But simply getting these 4 points and not leaving them to your opponent is definitely worth placing a tile on that square as red. Any tile but a city cap, of course. Don't really want to be using a city cap because it's a city cap. Like it's just worth 2 points on its own by starting a city somewhere else. Or maybe you can even go over here and start an attack on that city, which is definitely what I would be looking to do. Even with this tile, we could go, we could like easily go over here, start a city, and then get a Dorito or a triple city, turn it upwards, and then we are looking to hunt those road Doritos, but not the plan of Tomas. Adds 1 point to the monastery and starts a city from a safe square. Will Polo take these points? It is 4 points, but the city will get attacked most likely immediately, and then this monastery is going to be completed rather fast, I want to say, with maybe another monastery, a road tile, and you have no guarantees on whether this city is going to get completed. Which is why these 4 points are being let untaken thus far. And Ricardo simply starting another city, continuing his road, which I find to be a decent move. About the straight road, maybe he wanted Polo to discard a second monastery. Yeah, with this one, right? Uh, sure. Yeah, there is actually some idea to it. But when you specifically go for these moves with only 3 tiles out of like what 50, 60 tiles that were remaining, it's like ridiculously small chance of that paying off. Though it's not like a straight road is like that valuable anyways, so I guess you can do you can do a small concession like that for possibly a great turnout or possibly a great return of getting your starting play advantage back, which would actually be quite helpful, given that it does indeed give a lot to your game. Speaking of monasteries, Ricardo is going to draw one, and is also going to meeple it next to a monastery of Tomas, with the best monastery spot. Well, let's say the best built up monastery spot. Not sure if it was the best, given that there were only 2 monasteries remaining, and so maybe we could have gone over here, start our monastery like this, and then try to go for a block of this square later on. But sure, this also seems to be working fine. We also finally get our dagger, get the 4 points, and this is what was the issue with giving a road monastery on this road, giving up the 4-point road, or the road in general, just for this city, despite the shared square. So, I mean, something decent that Polo could do is to go over here with maybe the city tile going, maybe the city going downwards, maybe in the field, or just simply attacking, which is also fine. Now, green does have a bit of a slightly more difficult position here because he has less meeples available. He has a lot of issues with this 1-point city over here, which is not that, let's say, great to be building up with city caps. Like, as soon as you use one of the city caps, then there may be an attack or another restriction. Maybe we would be we would be looking for more Doritos, but then again, 6 Doritos already gone, so that's also not that ideal. Yeah, it's really problematic to have this 1-point city over here, because I do see these fields being 9 points each on both sides. Tomasz also going to be going over here, I presume, finishing the city from the other side, and now looking to get either a city cap or a triple city or a Dorito. Any city tile will work wonders for Tomasz here. Maybe pre-meepling this 6-point field is not bad, but then it's not like really all that necessary, right? Because we can then just take the other 6-point field if red takes this one. Instead, we go for making an attacking platform to the city, and also if Tomasz is looking to get or gets a I was gonna say if Tomasz is gonna get a Dorito and go over here, then we can go over here and limit this square to a quad city, but this tile runout is going to be certainly great for Tomasz, especially after he meepled the field on the right side. Ricardo going for the attack on the potential 12 to 14 point city, but with great risk. Let's say the other way, with great reward comes great risk. And now there might also be only great risk, as Polo does not get a really good defense tile here, and is risking this city getting blocked entirely with a 1-point meeple. Being 20 points behind on the scoreboard is also not helping the chances here. That's why we do an indirect save, and we are still keeping our chances alive of getting a triple city or a road Dorito onto this square. Now that would not be even all that powerful anymore, because Tomasz has taken the left field as well. So finishing the city will also bring 6 points to red's fields. Now we are going to assume, of course, that we get this finished, because that's what Polo is really counting on. Otherwise, if he does not finish this city, then I don't see him having a chance of winning this game. So we finish this, and then we are going to be attacking the 12-point field on the right from here. And now do we go here as Polo without a meeple? And maybe we just pray that we get a city cap and Thomas doesn't get anything, or at least like Thomas doesn't get any sort of city tile, because we do need a big feature to close this game, or like let's say more. Let's be a bit more precise. To give us a fighting chance in this game, we need to close a big feature, and these monasteries are not cutting it with minus 26 on the scoreboard and losing on fields. It's just not good enough. We are down like, I want to say from the top of my head, 40 points, which is a lot. And we do need drastic measures. Finishing this city with a road Dorito, like it would be great, but maybe not even great enough. And that's the sad part on Ricardo's position here. Or maybe we just go over here with the third meeple. We make sure that, you know, Tomas isn't going to be able to claim this side of the city. And then we just bank on a quick triple city. Well, there goes that plan. That is pretty much game over. Should be. We are minus 26, 32, 41, equal 40, 37. We are minus 29 points. We are getting trapped on every side of the board, and we have 2 meeples less to red. So you gotta be freaking Harry Potter if you are gonna weasel your way out of this into a win. I mean, I would honestly have it as a miracle if Polo is going to end up with a point difference of less than 20. That's how bad I am viewing this situation at the moment. So we, as starters, we seemingly are defending against a block. This might seem counterintuitive, like why would we defend like this? Because like we are restricting ourselves, yes, but we are restricting ourselves to a starting tile, which there are still 2 remaining in the deck, as opposed to, as we can see, the final triple city with a road just went out the window for Thomas, and so this square was going to be entirely blockable otherwise to another triple city with a road, which again would not exist. So Thomas meeples a 6-point ruin just to have some value for a extender, and it's really not like he's going to need a huge bulk of meeples. This one I also don't quite understand, I guess. I mean, like you're only going for a 5-point road, so why not take 3 points immediately without having to invest the meeple? Like with a curve like we do now get, like we could have just gone over here to, take 3 points, one for the monastery, and then with a curve go over here, then meeple a 4-point road and get our monastery finished. I don't quite see the same value as Ricardo here. Maybe he just like really wants to try and push for the extra meeple in his hand. Maybe we go over here, or even crazier, maybe we go over here, drop a farmer, connect, then go over here with the second farmer, go here, connect, and then that's 18 points. And then maybe somehow, some way we get to grow the field even further. But I don't even see a point of attacking to this field, given that there were 6-pointer fields available, or a 6-point field. An emphasis on was. Now it is not any longer available. It is a quick point tile though for polo, so 3 points, I guess. Then with the field side going on to the left, or this. Oh, this is actually, yeah, this is actually great. This is great. Yeah. So trying to really maximize the point. Yeah, trying to really maximize our points here. So Ninja Farmer. Then we try to connect through a curve. We get the 4 points. We also save this city, which still has those 2 starting tiles available. So it is very much live, and we also prepared a 4-point road on top of that. So there is something trying to be done. Now, next course of action. I guess an attack on the 9-point field? Or is there something better? Because we know that we have the starting tiles, and they are going to be quick point tiles. Both. First here, second here. So we don't need a meeple, like we don't need 2 meeples in our hand for in order to take advantage of those tiles. There's also this empty city cap, which might have city caps to go there. Instead we go for this, which seems funny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2 straight roads, no road monasteries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Still also 2 curves. Yeah, it is actually quite a strong move. It keeps the unification chances both on this field, and as we can see, we do immediately get a straight road. But then why attack a 6-point field when there's a 9-point field? Oh, no, but yeah, I guess we have to go for the most optimal thinking. So we get this, we grow this field to 9 points, then this one grow it to 12 points, now 15 points, and then yeah, well, that's why we did what we did. So really trying to maximize the score of the field. Now, question for Tomas. Does he go over here, drop a farmer, or does he just take quick points? To me, it looks like he can do either, or just take points here. That's also an option, sure. So simply going for the scoring route, which in most worlds is going to be enough for him to win. Still plus 24. Controlling the 9-point field, plus 33, plus 38. Equal monasteries. And this feature being the only one that Polo has, so plus 35 for Tomas at the moment, right? So now we attack the 9-point field. We do get the starting tile. Unfortunately, we miss out on the 4 points for the road, but that's not really a big issue. If there is a road tile to fit onto this square, and there is, so we do get this 9 plus the additional 2. So actually we almost scored the maximum with our final tiles. The only better scenario I think would have been, well, with the tiles that we got, the only better scenario in my eyes would have been to get this tile first, get the 4 points, then curve here. But there was maybe also a scenario where we get the starting tile, then we go here with a field Dorito, and then we get a curve, and then we get a 12-point field. So like somewhat minor score changes, but still, like I said a while ago, I would consider it as a miracle if the final point difference would be less than 20 points, and it is not. It is 24 points, and the long-time veteran, especially for live games, Thomas Preuss shows what's up, shows why he is called the veteran. And Poland takes their third win of the season, and they are indeed going to, well, going on a rampage, really. They will be moving on to the lead in the Group B, and will be having great chances of getting to the playoffs. Italy still at 2 wins, still having quite decent chances at getting to the playoffs. Just doesn't just looking to really not flop their remaining 2 matches too bad. Though they still likely will have to win at least one of them. And also looking to maybe get a bit better tiebreakers from potentially lost matches than 1 to 4 like here. Okay. Congratulations to Poland on your great 4-1 victory over Italy. Now we will be moving immediately to Belgium, Latvia, as it has already begun. Oops. So, do a little scoreboard change. And since we are not seeing, or I am not seeing table suggestions, then we will be starting with table number 1 with potentially the best player in the world, Alexei Pekushev from Latvia, going against Michel Meire of Belgium. Table 2, Ludovic Janert versus Yanis Angens. Table 3, Valmir 79, that's Thomas de Klerk versus Chris Couches. Table 4, Nicholas Victor versus Ashulis as Sergei Skorshkovs. And table 5, Fabian Mouton versus the other brother of Couch's family, Ezus Kaukis. Also, I believe Ezus has a while ago become the national champion of Latvia and will be representing Latvia in the World Championships together with Alexei Pekusev, of course, for winning the MSO Grand Prix. So 11 minutes is how long these players have started the game, and seem to be just over halfway, with a bit of a tension in the situation, with a second meeple coming from Michel to the shared feature, currently shared feature, then being 3 points down on the scoreboard. That big feature would definitely be helpful versus two 7-point monasteries and a shared field. Also a minor mini battle going over here at the top, and a long road for Michiel. Welcome, Ricardo. Glad to see you here. So this road is worth 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points, putting +6, +7 with this monastery, then equal on the field, and then +7 for Alexei, and then +6 with one cow remaining into this square, which is not much. So certainly at the moment I would gladly put my eggs on the basket of Alexei. A wonderful tile going over here, placing a farmer, having a 9-point field, 2 empty city caps, just a 10-point move immediately. Is looking to smell and even hear great. Also, there are actually real chances of connecting to the main field, which actually is also 9 points, but looking to grow to maybe 12, with going over here with a curve and another curve, which is what Michiel now immediately protects against, sees the threat, but it's really not a problem for Alexei at any level, as he is simply able to grow this lonely field of him to 12 points. Now even again with wonderful tiles, as he lays down even more city caps to the field and more monasteries. Though I actually do reckon he's gonna meeple this. Yeah, 5 points, and he doesn't really need his secondary meeple for anything. It also now controls the road. There is only one field crossroad remaining in this square, and only one road end that is with field, which is really the only tile that Michiel is looking to place onto this square. You really don't want to place like curves or straight roads onto a square that is that is shared with your road and an opponent's monastery, because it doesn't really help in most cases your chances of getting the meeple back, but it will help the chances of your opponent getting his monastery meeple back, because your road will always be one tile away from getting completed. The one somewhat crucial tile is, however, drawn by Alexei. Now there are no road ends to fit into this square. Michel will have to place an additional road tile on there if he ever wants to see that meeple back in his hand. In the meanwhile, he does invest his final meeple onto the field of 15 points, which certainly does make sense, but his position is really looking quite miserable here, with 28 points in the lead on the scoreboard is Alexei, and 33, excuse me, 30, 25, 22, 19, 18, and then this field. So plus 18, plus 2 meeples, and a field that Michel still has to connect to. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but it does definitely seem like it's something that it is a situation that I would like to be in, very much so. Okay, secondary farmer from Alexei, which does still have chances to connect to the field. There is still one dagger remaining, if I see correctly, and I believe I do. And Michel does indeed go for a restriction on the right side as well. So now the dagger, and only the dagger, is going to be enough to connect to the field. 5 more points being added on the scoreboard of Alexei, as he has the meeple in hand. And well, the dagger is drawn by Michel, but at what cost though? Finally getting a meeple back into his hand, and does prevent the connection over here, and has connected to the 15-point field, but is still down by light years, really. Still down by what I would like to say maybe 25 points or something, like from the top of my head. 32 on the scoreboard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 27, 24, 23. Also, this the crucial cow was drawn by Alexei, and without the cow, there seems to be really no hope at all, with only 10 tiles remaining for Michel. But let's see if we can come up with some sort of a plan. So 32, 5. Don't quite get this, but okay. 32, 27, 23, 22, 21, 24. So minus 24 with equal meeples and 10 tiles remaining. Doesn't seem like very doable, but one thing that certainly is going to play a factor is attacking this field, this 12-point field. because this 15-point field is not attackable any longer. There are indeed no daggers, and even if there were, then Alexei would also be unifying his second meeple to the field. The final cow was Michel's final hope. Yeah, I do believe so. "24 points is just way too much to overcome. Even if you would be able to get to this field, which is still only 12 points, you would still have to somehow score the other 12. And I mean, Alexei could, maybe just as well, just go here and drop a farmer because he can for insurance, and then that is just like a chef's kiss if he connects. But he doesn't go for that route. Decides to simply go for a restriction move on the field, really. So taking away these attacking squares. Let's try to see what the other remaining tiles are. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's a triple city with the road. I mean, this seems to be the only logical move of Michel here, with no meeples in hand. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 2 crossroads remaining. This and another one. So that's like a city crossroad. 1, 2. Yep. Also a starting tile, which is going to be worth points. Which also does bring me to my next point, that this here didn't really achieve anything. It actually only took away potential field attacking option from Michel. So a better idea would have been to go over here and take away seemingly at least 2 tiles from Alexei to finish a 4-point city over here, plus 3 points onto the field, taking away the starting tile as well as the city crossroad. Not that it really carries like any significant value to be precise at this stage when you are down 1 trillion points, but it's just aesthetics, really. So Alexei is going to be still precise as he usually is, and prevents a city connection from Michel, and also prevents, of course, the meeple coming back to Michel's hand. Also, actually, if you want to be really picky or neat, then not adding this 1 point to the only possible feature that could get you points as Michel was a mistake, given that there was a shielded, 2 shielded and roaded tiles left in the deck. So now Michel getting 1 point instead of 2 points. These teeny tiny margins are often, but in this case, absolutely not, differentiating the winning player from the losing one. 35% advantage for Alexei, and taking a really comfortable win. On table 1, and let's do a little updation, and we seemingly have a very interesting time here. So Latvia leading 1-0 on tables 1, 2, and 3, and then Belgium winning 1-0 on tables 4 and 5. So at the moment it is pretty even. Let's head on to table. Wait, I so hate the name of esedzus. It's like when is the S? When is it? When is the Z? 50 tiles is this the first game, I believe. Sorry, the second game. Yeah, second game. So let's see how the Latvian champion is going to come back, as this is indeed the table 5, and esedzus at the moment is losing 1-0. So we have a shared, well, a shared ladder formation for both players. Then we have some monasteries, so with only one starting tile to remain in this square, which esedzus actually did block in a very convenient timing, as Fabian was about to add even a third monastery here and drop another monastery meeple. Instead, just had to settle for 2 points with one meeple in his hand. So one tile over here, and also considering that this square needs indeed a starting tile, this meeple is in real trouble actually. The only tiles that can get this meeple out are the starting tile and the city crossroad. So not that great news for Fabian. Starting a field, a 9-point field, yeah, with 4 meeples, looking great for esedzus here. And then also a city cap onto that set field. And the long-term meeple majority is definitely belonging to red, with at the moment more meeples in hand and having a meeple recoverable, as opposed to, well, technically these are recoverable meeples all, but they are just not as likely to get recovered. Meaning that Fabian is actually somewhat unlikely to attack this field, or at least very unlikely to win that field. Maybe drawing it is an option, but it would have to happen in the late game, as otherwise Fabian will be playing with basically 0 or 1 meeples throughout the entirety of the rest of the game. And that's just not really a good idea to do. Trying to block multiple meeples with the 2 moves. A clear idea here. Also could have just very well went over here, meeple another field. And there's actually like not that huge of a risk of these 2 farmers being united, because if Fabian goes over here, then his monasteries will almost instantly, and I want to say likely, get blocked with 1 move. And if he doesn't go here, then we just score these 6 field points double. So I really only see wins for red there. But oh, no. Well, actually, looks like Fabian has eyes in the future, and he knew that the starting tile was going to be drawn by esedzus. But otherwise, I was going to say that why not just go over here and try to save your meeples. But he knows, And now Fabian can just go over here. And I think he should be going over here because he does not actually want to unify these fields, because he will never be able to maintain equality on the fields. So he really should be going over here, take the 4 points, add the point to the monastery, and block this connection to the right field. Also, he just has one meeple, and he has no tiles to go here. Oh, I can absolutely not explain this move. I don't know what it does. I don't know what Fabian thinks it's gonna do. It doesn't look like it's gonna do anything. Like it gives an extra square, like one extra green square onto the field, and also makes it attackable from now 3 different sides, which, being the person with the extreme meeple minority, is not really what I would imagine you would want to have, because this 9-point field is incredibly difficult to hold, and I don't think it's going to be held. There's also further issues as esedzus connects his 1-point ruin to the larger ruin part, and now also is able to take these 4 points, which really should have gone to Fabian, but he failed to use the option. Maybe he miscounted the remaining starting tiles. Maybe he still thought that there were like them remaining. But then if he thought that there was still remaining, then he at this moment should have also been thinking that there was more than one starting tile remaining, and then this save definitely makes a lot of sense compared to simply taking a 9-point field. So I'm seeing very little sense with this moves of Fabian in terms of bettering his win percentage, which at the moment I don't think is very good at all. Only has one extra monastery for 7, and then this +1 point, so +8, +5, and then one extra city, so +2 for yellow for -2 meeples is like, well, this will actually help Fabian greatly. So we'll be able to block this meeple, because this is the final triple city with the road. Oh, come on. Come on. Just letting esedzus get away with this. Like that was a perfect opportunity for yellow to come back into this game, because we block this meeple, then we'll be -1 for only one meeple less. We can get this one back. We meeple that field even, and then attack this one, and like suddenly we can actually, like, even after this attack, be like in a winning position. Like maybe Fabian is like going for like really optimistic ideas of getting a Dorito with no shield, and then only that is gonna be good enough for Fabian to make this block. But like now he's trying to harass that city, which could have been blocked entirely. I really feel like the priorities of Fabian are slightly lost here. So trying to restrict it to a starting tile, which there are no remaining, of course. Actually, is there even a say? 1, 2, 3, 4. There are no vanillas. There is there a divider? Oh, there is a divider. So I just could go over here and hope for this divider to come. Then he'll have a one tile. Well, actually, this tile is the only one anyway that can get this meeple back to the hand of esedzus. So certainly worthwhile to do this. Now, it is still unlikely to actually happen because there are multiple field Doritos, 3 of them in the deck still, and there might still be road Doritos. 1, 2, 3. There is still one road Dorito to go over here with as Fabian and to make the full block. And also upon doing that, Fabian could actually also drop a farmer. Then connect through either the divider or through the field Doritos. So 3 tiles to still go onto this square because it's just got one of the field Doritos for himself. What does esedzus do though? Covers up a 6-point field, I guess. Okay, now this is great. Now we are setting up this field platform for us when we get a city crossroad, which esedzus should be taking away, and he does. Being precise, not losing his advantage, which is at the moment is decent. So +1 for Fabian on the scoreboard, +2, +1, +9, and then minus the field. So -3 for Fabian at the moment. Actually, decent winning chances, actually. Like, honestly. Somehow, some way. Because he still has these 2 tiles to go over here. And even if he won't be able to now meeple the field, what he will be able to do is take a 3-point road. And it will be a +3 move, because these city points don't really matter, as this city is being made onto the field of yellow, and it will also give 3 points to the field. So if we manage to get that one tile or that one meeple back, we are doing actually pretty well. Esedzus does get the first of the 2 city crossroads and will be able to take 2 points, taking them from here so that it doesn't create a free city cap. And a dagger is, well, not actually useless for esedzus, because he can just simply go over here and create another city onto his field. This one is, I want to say, a slightly worse move, because it instantly creates an attacking opportunity to the field for Fabian, whereas this would not. It would only create the attacking opportunity to the field if the city is completed, but not instantly, which is the reason why I think we should have gone over here. So both players looking to really take away the attacking options to the 9-point field. But to me, it seems like esedzus is missing out on his main field though, because why would you take away the attacking options to the 9-point field if your own 12-point field is easily attacked too? It doesn't really make sense. Well, Fabian now gets the key tile. Still, enough tiles are left in the deck that this meeple will now matter, and it will bring issues to esedzus, who now has to, I want to say, has to go over here and take away the attacking opportunity. If there are city caps still remaining, then he's going to have to figure out which ones there are and adjust this curve accordingly so that he will be able to use the city cap over here to take 7 points onto the field, or 3 points to the field and for the city of course. +6 for Fabian, +13, 11, +1 for esedzus at the moment, and 1 meeple difference. Really has to take care of these attacking opportunities to the field, which he is not doing. 1, 2. Yeah, I really cannot understand why he's not doing that. Because first of all, this, well, I'm not sure if it does fully block any attacking options from here, but what this certainly does not do is protect the city cap, because we could have gone over here instead, and that would be much better, because there are actually no city caps at all that would have a road on to the right side. So every single city cap left in the deck would then fit over here with a city plus field tile, and it would then not enable an attack to the field. Now Fabian is going to be simply fine. I think if he just goes over here, takes 4 points for the city, and leaves an extra meeple on his hand. I mean, are there tiles to that? 1, 2, 3, 4. There are no crossroads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's one curve. This is also a mistake from Fabian. Taking the 7-point city is fine, because after this move he was +2, and now he's +9. But it was a severe mistake for him to leave this 4-point road, because given that I assume there is a regular curve remaining, then if esedzus gets that curve, he'll be able to take 4 points, prevent this connection, and then potentially score 5 points or more with his final meeple from this monastery, which, yeah, there totally was a way to score the 5 points, of course, for the monastery, and then or for the road for that matter. So it would be like 4 plus 5 or 4 plus 5. Oh, but actually it doesn't matter, because even if we don't get the connection, because esedzus was the starting player, getting 9 points as esedzus would only be able to get him to a draw, which is not enough. And also, it doesn't matter if we just get the curve as Fabian and win the game. But it was certainly a game rather full of mistakes. I want to say especially from yellow side, but also from red somewhat. A lot of improvement would have to be made for this game to be to become like, you know, pitch perfect. Not that there are likely actually even has ever been a pitch perfect game in the existence of this game. So Fabian getting a important match point for Belgium on table 5 with a 2-0 win over the Latvian champion, and starts potentially the match win for Belgium, but we shall see. Let's see if Nicolas Victor has been able to finish his second game. I mean, he's a pretty fast player, so he should, and he has. Doesn't surprise me at all. A 2-0 win also for Nicolas, and thus far looking good for Belgium. But they were losing on tables 1, 2, and 3. So with that said, let's see how those tables are doing. Table 1, Michel Meire and Alexei Pekusev has ended in a 0-2 win for the Latvian, rather unsurprisingly. Getting a point on Latvia's scoreboard. And then on table 3, we have a decider going on at the moment, which is exactly what we are going to go watch right now. So, quite a lot of pressure for the 2024 MSO winner, Chris Couches, as he has got to win this decider if he wants to keep Latvia alive in this match. And so far, the city is going to get blocked. Now, it's not really that bad at all, because the city gets blocked along with the monastery. So it's only a +1 advantage there for green. And we can see red actually having a minor advantage there. Wonderful opportunity here for green to get 2 points and really make the road much more difficult for Krishna to finish, and instead goes for this 300 elo move. So simply continuing the city and not really doing anything else, not causing any harm for Krish, and yeah, this is just really weak move compared to what Green had available. This road end for red is going to be certainly nice to have. And this road end is also the reason why red is not even bothering to continue his road, but simply waiting for a couple of curves to come. Valmir is going to be able to get the curve stop, so the attack on the road has emerged. Still have to say that it would have been better to simply go for the 2 points, because it's like 2 points is better than 1 point, and this triple city does not really do any wonders for the security of the city anyway. It's still going to be rather vulnerable, as we saw. It got attacked straight away, and essentially 0 value was gained from that triple city. Now I am surprised, as actually I'm not even surprised, given that Valmir is seemingly not an enthusiastic blocker with the triple cities. I'm also not surprised really at all that he is not going for block on this meeple, because the quad crossroad is already gone. It is no longer in the deck, and this 2-point road meeple is entirely blockable here, like entirely, with a straight road, well, any road tile here, and then another road tile, and it's just blocked for 2 points. But instead, I mean, I can really only blame myself, right? Because I was talking about how this is a good spot to block, but come on, not with this tile, man. Because you were able to take just 3 points, direct the city to like upwards, and then get even more value from this connection. Like, the general rule of thumb is that go for blocks. Well, to me, the general rule of thumb is that when going for blocks, do them with tiles that don't get you much value otherwise, or if you can score points with tempo. This is not scoring points with tempo. This is just trying to score points. But somehow we do get the block. Oh, come on! Oh, come on. Okay, I can, like, this one I can, like, kinda see, like, why Valmir doesn't go for the block. But this square is not really supporting your chances with the city, because it is a city plus field square, whereas the tile that you need is a city plus road tile. So it's like really difficult to like directly save. Now what we can do though is try to go here with a road tile, restrict this square to a starting tile, and then have only one tile that can block us with a triple city with a road. But now max value is drawn by Chris Couches, Chris Couches, and Valmir is taking a hit after a hit after a hit as he fails to get the full use out of his tiles. First over here, then over here, then over here. Like, he's just making these misses one after each other, I want to say. Like, they are not like massive blunders each, but when you make them multiple ones in a row, then you start to lose so much value that it's going to build up into tens of points. Because now we can see that this square got saved, whereas this square got blocked anyway. And there are still 3 field crossroads to go into this square, so an 87.5% chance for Krish to save this meeple and get further value out of both the crossroad because we made a 3-point road here instead of a 2-point road, as well as, of course, from the meeple onwards when it gets back into Chris's hand. So we are really digging a hole for ourselves here as the Belgian player here. Not an avid fan of many of these moves. Well, we do get at least something blocked. Unfortunately, it took this long, but at least we get something blocked. Though this one can now be unified with this city, so this ruin still has value. And this tile has a purpose, but it's really interesting for me to see that, and we, oh, why? Why? I'm going to explain how much why I dislike Valmir's moves so much in this game. Um, in the first 30 or 40 tiles, he was not going for blocks at all, right? Not with this tile, not with this tile. Well, with this one he was, but he was losing value from this tile, or doing it with this tile. He got blocked over here. He makes one block like 50 tiles into the game, right? Then he goes for a block that has quite minuscule chances of actually getting there, right? Because there were only 2 tiles to fit over here, one road Dorito and one triple city with the road. Then he actually gets the triple city with the road, and he just ignores the entire plan. And if you're gonna ignore this plan right over here, then you might as well go over here instead and prevent this connection from happening from the top. It's like, mm, like he Valverde's plans are like changing like everyday socks, you know. Like among every turn, it's like, I'm gonna do this, no I'm not, I am gonna, no I'm not. That's kind of how it looks like to me at the moment, and it's not really yielding the results that he's looking for. Hi Alexei and Nicholas, also all the others, because the chat is working like really bad on the mobile, so I haven't seen any of these messages. Started playing Carcassonne in 2014, and that's when I took part for the first time in Essen at the World Championships. Only participated 8 times. Yeah, nice one. Nice one, Thomas. Only participated 8 times. For some people, it's a dream to even get there once. But 8 times is quite insane. Only contested by, I don't know, 1 or 2 other players, like Martin, and I don't even know if there is anyone who has been in the worlds as a player for more than 8 times. Okay, let's get back to the game. So, Valmir, without meeples, has meepled a 9-point field here. Also attacks the ruin here, which he did now actually use as a second road Dorito 2, and seemingly it has come with some value, though a lot of the connection tiles are gone 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Only 2 connection tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, sorry, 7. So 1 triple city with a field. And then 1 field Dorito. So really only 2 tiles to really make this connection. And in the meanwhile, Krishna making another 9-point field over here and trying to prevent Valmir from getting this meeple back into his hand. I mean, might as well meeple it, right? How many tiles are here? Doesn't even meeple. Wow, okay. That's picky. Picky, picky, picky. With plus 25. Does get the connection tile, only 1 remaining into the square. Valmir does get the 1 remaining tile. So there is at least that small chunk of points, but with minus 25, 20. These are roughly equal, 9 and 9. It's like really not looking great for the Belgian for the Belgian here, with more than 20 points behind, I want to say. A volatile shed city at the top, gotta cover up at some point. So referring to this one, assumably before even the CCCC, so there were a lot of moments when either player could have attacked this city from the left, connect, and then city cap and get away with a rather sizable city, but kinda miraculously did not happen. Also would have defended for a 50-50 starting tile, as Krishna referring to a dagger that was drawn by Krish a long time ago here, which he went over here. Some more cities being created onto the field by Krish, and also getting some attacking options to the field, which I want to say he will be using, because... Or will you? I mean, it's just an 8-point monastery, though. Plus, you know, given the fact that Krish can do whatever he wants at the moment, because he's so far ahead, it's just style points, really. Like, do you want to even get the maximum greed and go for 12 points for the field, or do you just want to get the certain 8 points and win by, like, what, 30 points? That's really the only consideration for Krish at the moment. Or apparently not. Apparently there is still a chance for Valmir to complete the city, even though even that would likely not be enough. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 3 city caps, huh? Okay. So now we continue the plan, go over here. Oh, but there's a dagger though. We don't go here. No, we don't go there. We go here and we try to finish the city. Because there was a dagger, no? There's 1, there's 2, there definitely was a dagger remaining. Like, this doesn't really give us anything. It like gets us 2 points, but it also gives a secondary meeple for Krish. Well, we don't get the dagger anyway, but I still think this would have been the more correct option because we have to try and maximize the points, right? So gotta go for the completion. Four points for Valmir. Since I have been neglecting the chat, unfortunately, due to mobile chat not really working that well, I will be going through those comments, especially if the match has concluded. So it's gonna depend on the on table two, excuse me, how the situation is looking there. But I will actually leave this open for the funsies. So it is the Latvian who's gonna clinch the victory on table 3, and it is again, well, as was the previous match also of Latvia versus who was it against? Uh, Jesus, I forgot. G against what the hell? Taiwan? Taiwan against who they won like 2-3, I believe. But let's go for the one more. And let's check if Ludo has been able to get into a deciders. He has not. Well, that is unfortunate news for Belgium. Not so unfortunate news for Latvia, who clinches the victory from kinda from the jaws of the defeats after being down 2-0. Clutches it up on tables 1, 2, and 3. And is gonna take their second match point here. Oh, the city completion I doubt would have been enough, like at all, but like it was still gonna be scoring more points compared to just taking 2 points and the city meeple back, and also giving a meeple back to Krish, you know. So it was definitely scoring like more than than that option that we saw. Okay, so a second win for Latvia, going into a 3-2, getting up there with the Croatia's 2 wins as well. Though Croatia, of course, still has a match to come this weekend, so we'll see if they'll be able to continue their perfect streak. Actually, do they have? We're gonna check that. We're gonna check Group G calendar. No, they actually do have a resting week this week, so the remaining match is going to be Taiwan to Tesia on that's Sunday. No, yeah, that's Sunday, and then Croatia will be looking to further their win streak in the upcoming weeks. Now, because I am stubborn and I don't really want to miss or neglect all of the comments, then we will still open the final situation of the game and try to see if we can uh, provide some meaningful comments on the on your comments which you were suggesting. So Red's gonna eat up the shared city with the crawling technique, specifically this, which we blocked, but got then some additional value with the the most glorious ruin tile, the quad city. Everything was definitely not okay. I don't think everything was okay. I mean, I am kind of like I'm truly saddened when I see a lot of like I don't want to say like a lot of blunders because they weren't like blunders, but a lot of inaccuracies slash mistakes during the game. Like I'm all about efficiency, you know. I can't help it. I every time I see that much of could be improvement stuff, I kind of have to notify them. Requires a lot of experience to play this sort of position when both opponents are blocking each other. Well, I mean, but that's the thing, right? Because like there was really only one player who was kind of doing the blocking. Or like, that's kind of what I saw. Because like, okay, I get that, you know, with blocking you mean like not like entirely blocking, but like also creating just the blocking opportunities. So with going, for example, the city over here, taking the 4 points and creating the platform to block this, and losing these meeples quickly in the beginning of the game for both players. But like, if you do play a blocking game, then I mean, you could just go with the simple rule of thumb and just like actually play a real blocking game and not like half blocking or or just blocking when you have the utmost best tiles to do so. Because again, coming back to several of Valverde's moves here, this one, I mean, this doesn't really even matter if it gets blocked because it's only a 2 points like net gain for red here, and this curve doesn't really give us better chances of saving the city, but an instant block over here, even at the very, you know, small risk of getting this 1 point city of ours restricted, I see so much potential, man. Just like an instant sure block versus maybe a defense. Like if you really think about that, like an instant block is just, to me, always the way to go. Because like at least you get even. And in this case, you don't even get even, you get a better situation because your city scores more points than this 2 point road, right? Joseph mentioning 8 is not even worth mentioning. Yeah, I see some banter being thrown out. E- Every time both players need for like 5 different things. Yeah, but it's gonna come down to like being able to prioritize stuff, you know, and being able to like really vision the net gain that you get from your moves. Like kind of a perfect example of that is what I just said, that if you make an instant block and also you get blocked, then the immediate net gain kind of is plus 2 points, and by doing this, you also get like plus 2 points, and you sort of kind of not that well protect your city. Yeah, all about prioritization. I see a lot of Belgian players actually supporting Valmir's move, which do I have to hate on the entire Belgian team? I might have to start doing doing that. Surely not all of you. It's easy to say you defend when you just saw the city blocked. Would have blocked Red's road to a quadruple crossroads, but I am glad Green didn't. Wait. Oh yeah. I mean, for a moment there, I was like, what? Why would you be happy? But then I had totally missed that you kind of play for the team. Yeah. Okay. So the win for Latvia was indeed against Thailand, and with the score of 2-0. 2-0. What the 3-2. Oh, come on. Wait. Hold up. Here, and then to classification to G. So to yeah, 3-2 versus Taiwan. So now still leaves what? Yeah, only to Tesia for left for Latvia indeed, and then well, Belgium still at two, still at two, still still at two. Still at 0 match wins. So uh, does kind of need miracles to happen. Well, first of all, they do need to win their two remaining matches, and maybe there is still a scenario where they qualify if they get like actually great tiebreakers. Because as of right now, I mean Belgium kind of has good tiebreakers when you take it into consideration that they have lost two matches, but each of those matches has come with almost the best tiebreakers possible that you can get by losing a match. So actually, if Belgium gets like two solid wins, maybe like 4-1s, and maybe even 5-0s if that's possible against Croatia and Tunisia, then actually who have they actually played? Uh, I don't think they have played Taiwan. They have played no, they have played against Taiwan. So still Tunisia and Croatia to go. But yeah, so coming back to what I said, so actually two solid wins might be able to still save their tournament life. Maybe, maybe. Don't take my word for it because counting, uh, trying to count for the group standings uh, only on the third week is just too big of a hassle for me to really even try and do properly. Why is this championship so hard? Well, I mean it's hard for everyone equally. Well, maybe not equally for Japan, but to almost all the others. Yeah, keeping your 3-2 streak. That is indeed that is bit of a tradition for Belgium at this point. I mean, not only have you started with your two opening matches for 2 and 3 losses, but also in the previous season, I do remember that I think you got a lot of 3-2 matches also. So it's like a bit of a trademark for Belgium to like kinda be there, but like not quite be there. You know, it's like you are all about the community, creating the tension and then creating big feelings. And then when you get the crucial wins, on the upcoming weeks, then you like really really go for a prosperous journey to the town square and get the beers and go that round. Four team newbies played today, so building for the future. Oh, that's also something worth mentioning. Sure. So like, let me check here. So yeah, so I would imagine four team newbies. So Ludo, then Michel, Thomas, and I want to say Fabian is the fourth, because like Nicholas has been in the scene, or at least he looks like he's been in the scene for like ages, because he's like so into like getting involved with everything, that I want to say that he has definitely been in the team on the previous years. Not supporting his move. Wait, am I getting played in the chat? Place it in a different place. Left of the church. That's problematic. Yeah, this is the issue with the delay. It's and also an issue of not actually being of not actually having seen the chat, like when I should have seen the chat, of not being able to really vision well enough what the hassle has been all about. I maintain blocking the crossroads was better because green can defend later, and the defense is not super guaranteed because red can still block by extending green's city with a horse. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sounds valid. Sounds valid enough to me. Okay, now that we have finally gotten to the end of the chat, and really, I should have another screen. It would make things like so much easier, like an actual like laptop or PC screen. Yeah, Fabian is new in the team. Gotcha. Uh, let's just quickly take a look at the incoming matches, which are gonna now be on Saturday and Sunday. Now we are definitely going to be uh, streaming China Hong Kong, because that's in Group A, and arguably China Hong Kong at the moment for Finland is going to be a very crucial match. And not sure if I'll do Japan Czech before that, because if I would, then most likely I would not be able to stream the entire China Hong Kong match. But we'll see. Maybe a double stream is gonna come, and then we will be streaming also Lithuania and Mexico, because you know there having only three matches on Saturday is actually pretty light. Because if you look at the rest of the week, or well, really the final day, Sunday, then we have what, 9 matches, which is pretty staggering amount. Now, Group A, of course, my heart goes to Group A, so we will be doing Catalonia, Australia for sure. Then these are gonna be rather, well, let's say let's use the term choosable because they are so close to each other that we are definitely not going to be able to cover everything, of course. But so far I would imagine actually going Catalonia, Australia, Taiwan to Czechia, also Netherlands, Malaysia, or Spain, Vietnam. I'm not sure. Like we are gonna do these two for sure. Also, I should draw a little lower, and then we are gonna go for um, France, Brazil, and then Guatemala, Chile is like undoable because it's like at 4 a.m. as you can see. Well, 4 a.m. Finland time. So like that's undoable, unfortunately. So I hope that there is someone who's gonna be able to cover that, but I kind of doubt that it'll be any of the European streamers. Maybe Fausto will be able to do that, as he has seemingly been streaming a few matches here and there. Colombia, United Kingdom would be pretty interesting to see, I guess, and Portugal, Thailand. But we'll see. It's a lot of matches, and we have, of course, two other main streamers besides me. So I would still count on every match getting streamed by one or the other or the third streamer. But there's a lot of action to be followed on Saturday and Sunday. Okay, big congrats to Latvia on being able to get your second win, which is certainly going to be crucial in trying to reach for the top two spots and trying to reach for the playoffs. Unfortunately, Belgium will still have to work incredibly hard and will definitely have to win the remaining two matches if they want to have any kind of shot. But that's going to be all for tonight. Thank you all for watching and thank you all for sticking all the way until the end. If you do enjoy this type of Carcassonne content and would like to see more, then there is an easy way to support the channel by subscribing on it and liking the stream. I will be seeing you again in the weekend with some more World Team Carcassonne Online Championship matches and content. Bye for now.